Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a moment of political blackout in Migori County. Okoth Obado has spoken and there is total confusion. Some ambitions are threatened with the make and break. The other day I said Okoth Obado is the Migori's political earthquake. Some dismissed me, some agreed with me. He has spoken and his word has shocked the ground. Political tectonics are already drifting. There's a lot of speculation. It's the word in the air. In a funeral in Nyatike, and I want to quote what the governor said, we have John Pesa running in ODM. If they should change him, we have Dalmas Otieno and Kennedy Okongo Migori ready in PDP. Now let us look at it. What are the implications of Governor Okoth Obado's statement? What are the ramifications? What are the possible consequences and the effect of the Okoth Obado statement? I want to have a candid analysis. Already, as we speak, political tectonics are drifting, and the debate from across and about the Okoth Obado statement has filled the air. Some people have equated the statement to Uhuru Kenyatta's Sagana Declaration. Now this one we call Nyatike Declaration. That one was Sagana Declaration, this is a Nyatike Declaration. It has caused a total confusion, like the Sagana statement, which was full of emotions and indecision and confusion. This one has equally caused the same. While some people feel Okoth Obado may have been bitter and reckless towards Okongo, Dalmas and John Pesa, there are those who feel he has given political direction. The statement, though, according to me, would have been filled with some decisiveness. It was a little bit lacking because there were three characters merged in one. It would have been more specific and full of direction if it would have been about one person. But you see here we have John Pesa, we have Dalmas Otieno and Kennedy Okongo, while the seat for governor is just one. Also, some equally wanted to feel, is the governor talking about Azimio or is in Kenya Kwanza? Now, this is my candid 1 cent analysis. Okoth Obado would have been out to send a red herring. He may not be speaking his mind. He might be sending out some red herring. Because I really don't think a man with such political might would do open his strategy this early, especially when election is 100 and some many days away. It may be about to cause confusion in ODM. He wants just ODM to begin, running helter-skelter, never identify who the real enemy is. He wants to shift focus from fighting Obado to fighting the three characters. He's somehow causing confusion amongst ODM. Now, ODM will begin to fight John Pesa or Dalmas Otieno or Kennedy Okongo, and they shall have been distracted from Governor Okoth Obado, and he will be advancing. In the meantime, while they'll be busy in that confusion, Obado will be consolidating his ground. We are not at war, we are at battle. And some would say Lechamadi, in his book The Concubine, defined that Madume was weak enough to beat Amaninke, but because he surprised him, he beat him. Okoth Obado would have done better by giving ODM a surprise late in June or May, but he chose to do it now, and that's why we would say it's a strategy to cause confusion, to disorientate the nemesis and the enemies on their own track. His main aim maybe is to have Obado push Ochilo Ayako to rope in the national office into the battle, such that the national office would be so busy into the game plan of assisting Ochilo Ayako while Okoth Obado is consolidating those other characters to coalesce around his agenda, and then they beat him. Or maybe he's just sending a message out to ODM and telling them, I'm ready for battle. Whichever way you look at it, he's either aiming at causing confusion or telling them, I'm out but not down. I'm ready for battle. So prepare. He is lining up his troops and telling them, yes, here I have 3 generals. 1 is here with you. 2 are not with you. Mkona nani? You have only Ojele yako, fine, let's go to battle. Now, he is also somehow asking ODM, do you understand the implication of pushing a one-man candidate? Because all along there is this perception that the ticket belongs to Ojele yako. And Obado is sure, and now telling them that you guys have produced Ojele yako. Do you understand the implications of pushing a one-man candidate? Because you're leaving the rest outside. So he is stirring the waters which are otherwise cool in Migori County. And as a political analyst, one would ask, why would Obado risk exposing his lieutenant, his general, or his political strategy this early, this now? Why would he just, because in politics, strategy is very key. Why would Obado analyze? Why would Obado expose his strategy this early? By mentioning the characters he wants ODM, mentioning the characters he wants in the game plan. Maybe he wants ODM to begin fighting them, thinking they are fighting Obado. He's distracting them. When people are chasing you and then you throw a stone on the other side, they get distracted to look at the direction of the stone. Then while they move to chase that stone, you are advancing, you're moving away. So by mentioning these characters, what is Obado's game plan? Why is he mentioning his lieutenant? From ODM, John Pesa is injured, Dalmas is injured, and Okongo is injured. Because the perception in ODM, the cabal coalescing around Ojele Ayako and Junet Mohammed, they would begin to feel that these are pro-Obado, and they would begin to celebrate and to clap. Now, those guys are injured, and why? They'll begin, the people like Mbadi will begin to demonize John Pesa, to demonize Dalmas Otieno, to demonize Kennedy Okongo. But are they real? Or they're falling into the trap? In front of the people, the supporters of Okongo Obado, who had not made a decision, who had lacked in direction, would begin to drift, to troop towards John Pesa. They would say, Governor ametuonyesha direction, ni John Pesa. And you see, John Pesa's popularity amongst Obado diehards would begin to grow. Because he mentioned John Pesa first, then Dalmas second, and Okongo third. So therefore it means John Pesa is his first priority. Now the Obado diehards would begin to drift towards John Pesa. While in ODM, the ODM diehards who are against Okoth Obado would begin to drift away from Okoth Obado. This is where the contest will begin. Those who feel John Pesa has lost, no, he's only injured in ODM. But on ground, maybe he's not injured. Because Obado has some diehards who would die and rise with him. From Obado's side, the legion he has built, the troops he commands, will never question his direction, will never question his statement. When he says jump, they don't ask how high. They don't ask why, they ask how high. Now they would begin to look at Pesa positively. Even if they didn't believe in Pesa ideology, they would do so. If Pesa goes to Riri today, Kanyamkago people would welcome him differently. Buoyed by the people he has built in Kanyamkago and Uriri, where he worked in Rapogi Secondary School, he would get some percentage. If he goes to Nyatike, the statement would be the same. Those who had been skeptical about him, but are diehards of Okoth Obado, would begin to drift towards him. And that's why I'm saying political tectonics are beginning to drift in different regions. But this one does not mean that John Pesa is Obado's candidate. Me thinks he was just throwing a red herring, or he was sending a political message. If you ask me if John Pesa is Obado's candidate, I will tell you no, he is not. If you ask me if Dalmas is Obado's candidate, I will tell you no. If you ask me if Kennedy Okongo is Obado's candidate, I will tell you no. Obado's candidate will be that candidate who will be running against Ojele. It will not matter who he is. The game here is to beat Ojele. I really don't think, and I have also always mentioned this thing, that Okoth Obado and Raila are never enemies. Okoth Obado is a political competitor of Ojele. And you see, maybe he is just out to stop Ojele, nothing else. He just wants something. He knows something that we don't know about Ojele, and he wants to stop him. So that one we may not talk about him. Otherwise, if ODM gives Ojele the ticket, he would prefer to get a deputy from Kuria. Then Ojele would be buoyed by the national office campaign. But will he stand against the ground? Last time he was in the senatorial race, where he had a hectic moment against Eddie Okech. This time round, Obado is not in prison. He's outside, free and running. Well, unless they are planning to arrest him. If Ojele is given the ticket, Okoth Obado would pick either Dalmas or Kennedy Okongo or John Pesa, whoever does not run in that ticket. He was categorical in Nyatike that Dalmas and Okongo are in PDP. Therefore, mean they are not in ODM. Unless they come out and diffuse. But we will wait for Okongo and Dalmas to confirm whether the statement that was given is true or if it falls. Otherwise, it remains to be seen the person who will run against him. But in as much as people term the statement by Governor Okoth Obado as reckless and lacking in decision, it was meant to send some political message and stir the waters. Lately, it has been quiet compared to Homa Bay. Migori County has been so quiet. Little activity going on, people waiting to be told the direction, blah blah, nothing is happening. And so what Obado did, it caused some political earthquake in his statement. And already now we are discussing it. Someone asked, why did Obado ignore to mention Pamela and Dr Mwabe? Me thinks Pamela is not in the political radar. Her campaign has not yet captured anyone's imagination. Pamela has been running here and about doing a lot of things. Like, you know, you have visitors and your children are playing down there with the toys. You don't give attention unless one is crying. So me thinks Pamela in the game plan is like children running with some toys in the room while, you know, you have some guests. Pamela's campaign has been lacking strategy. It has not made some impact. Yet she is the most resourceful. Pamela is having a lot of resources, yet her campaign is not making impact. You know, she has to go back to the drawing board and do something extraordinary, like Wanga is doing it. Extraordinary, you know, to gain impact. She has not captured anyone's imagination, least the governor. So she did not even mention anything. Pamela does, the ball bounces back. You know, she throws the ball, you know, expecting the ball to land there. The ball bounces back to her. Maybe it's not her mistake, it's the mistake of her handlers or her main strategist. Because me thinks she has too weak and poor strategy. She's better off settling to this early for the Senate or the women rep. For the governor's race, it's a tall order. As for Dr Mwabe, the guy operates in a unique way. He is so hard to place. You don't know where he is. You don't know whether he is here, not there. His game plan is so unique. So it is even so hard for Okoth Obado to place him. Or rather, it was an oversight. If he did it deliberately to ignore mentioning Dr Mwabe, then Mwabe must begin to assess himself. Because that statement had certain characters. It was targeting Ojele, and he mentioned Dalmas, Okongo, and John Pesa. But why he did ignore mentioning Mwabe, we have to begin to analyze why he did that. Either Mwabe is hard to place, or it was an oversight. But if it was deliberate, then Dr. Mwabe has a reason to begin to assess his strategies too. I don't want to say he's out of the radar. A lot he has done, he has impact outside there. But let me discuss something little about John Pesa. John Pesa epitome the imagination of Josuna. To them, John Pesa is the Okongo Yugi reincarnated. They are seeing John Pesa as the reincarnated Okongo Yugi, especially after the exit of the county secretary, Christopher Rusana. Every game plan faced John Pesa. And even if you look at Ochilo Yako, his main focus shifted from Rusana to John Pesa. He's no longer mentioning Dalmas, he's no longer mentioning Okongo, he's no longer mentioning Boaz or any other person. John Pesa is directly aiming at John Pesa. So here we have the antagonist and the protagonist. You see, now you see Ochila Yako, the antagonist, aiming at the protagonist, John Pesa. You begin to see the Ruto Raila factor here. You see, so if John Pesa fans are told atashindwa in ODM, they begin to believe Obado, because Obado passed through this road in 2013 when he was denied the ODM ticket. When he tells majority fans of John Pesa that mtu wenu atanyang'anywa ticket, they would begin to believe in him, even if they did not. They would begin to believe the story of Okoth Obado. Now, if you look at John Pesa has placed himself as never wanting confrontational politics with anyone. As much as Ochilo is attacking him, he's never responding. He is selling his agenda and policies. These are game plan to avoid being attacked by anyone. He goes and sells himself and doesn't mention anyone. It's a game plan, a soft game plan, to make sure that he is identifying with the people. Like I said, John Pesa epitome the imagination of Suna people. His best is Suna. Then he goes to Karungwa and Nyatike and tell them, here I am your son. Never, don't forsake me. And he goes to Riri and tell them, here I am. I worked with you people. I developed Rapogi when it was collapsing. He goes to Kuria and tell Kuria people, we are neighbors, the former Migori district, we can work together. Mimi ni Suba. We can speak the same language. And so the game plan is a little bit confused, and we need to take a lot of time to analyze it. What in essence I would analyze Obado was aiming at causing in ODM. Obado wanted to cause some war in ODM. He wanted to cause some war in ODM. He has given ODM big reasons to begin fighting so many people. They were fighting only Okoth Obado, but now he's telling them, fight John Pesa, fight Dalmas Otieno, fight Okongo Migori. So Obado is causing confusion in ODM. He wants them to begin to fight. And people, why would he do that? Why would he force ODM to start fighting these people? Maybe these guys are fence-sitting. Maybe there are people who come to him at night and during the day they speak another language and he wants them to come out from the fence. Or maybe he is just telling the world, here, this is my direction you've been asking for. Whichever it is, he knows. I cannot enter into his mind and read it. But I'm telling you, when you see Obado speak, he does it. Language he speaks really matters. When he speaks, you look at the body language. He doesn't just speak. He's a man of parables. And these guys must now begin to start making decisions. You are either with me or not with me. If you denounce Obado's statement, he will cast you out. If you go with Obado's statement, prepare to fight ODM. With ODM, because you've been identified, you've been exposed. Like the other day, some media alleged that Governor Oparanya was drifting towards Ruto, the Kakamega governor, ODM deputy leader. The media outlets were all on Oparanya this, Oparanya that. And so Obado has thrown same stone into the water to cause the frogs to jump. The waters were so cool, He wants people to begin to discuss Oparanya, to discuss Dalmas, John Pesa, and Okongo, like Oparanya was discussed. Finally, Oparanya came out and made a statement that personally, I am in this camp. That declaration itself made it known to William Ruto and Raila Odinga the position of Oparanya. So these guys, if they are fence sitting, I think Obado is telling them, decide, stop coming to me at night, and during the day, you know, you are speaking another language. And if Okoth Obado, if ODM choose Okoth Obado's bait and line, they would be in for a rude shock. If they chew that hook and line and sinker down bottom sea, they would be in for a rude shock. Because me think that it's a strategy. Already they have begun celebrating. If you look at the likes of the Ojele camp, the Junet camp, the Mbadi camp, the likes, they have begun to celebrate and marry. They are saying, Makabongo just said, tweeted the other time, I told you. Obado has pushed them to the corner where they wanted to say, I told you. So if they chew that bait and line without analyzing him, they are in for a rude shock. That is a trap. It is in politics, traps are never physical. That is a trap. Because we are at war, but we are not at war. We are at battle. A battle of control. Obado wants his way. He has served for 10 years. He has built a cult around him, a legion. He wants to control this legion. I know he's not going to leave anything to chance. Now he wants his way, the push and the pull. Now he has pulled a first one on these guys, including causing confusion, total confusion in the race. And that's why I'm defining it as a moment of political blackout in the gubernatorial race in Migori. That's how I define it. A moment of total blackout in the gubernatorial race in Migori County. People are in the dark. They are fighting. They don't know whom to touch. You know, they are going to knock at each other. ODM is going to begin to fight Dalmas, Okongo Migori, and John Pesa without knowing the objective of the persona, the person who said those words. It's a moment of blackout. And Obado may have not revealed everything. He may have, that was just a tip of an iceberg. He may have not revealed anything. And he's pushing ODM to reveal something. If ODM now comes out and say Ojele is our man, then Obado will say, they wanted to confuse me between Ojele and Mwabe. They have identified with their man. Now Obado will identify the enemy and begin to fight that enemy. So Obado may have not revealed anything. And he's pushing ODM to reveal something. He has given ODM, imagine of a man creating for you enemies. Obado has created 3 enemies for ODM to fight. And then ODM wants to begin to fight these 3 people without a reason, just because Obado has spoken. Just because Okoth Obado has said that is with them, now they want to fight those people. That may have been his objective, to create enemies for them. If ODM is naive enough, they would begin to beat them. They would swallow that line and bait and begin to fight them. The battle is not yet over. It's just beginning. We began with 25 aspirants. They have now remained, I think, 6 or 5. The rest are out. So if John Pesa, according to Okoth Obado, is the game changer, because he's in ODM, is the game changer, then who is Dalmas? To him, I think Dalmas is a joker card that you release last minute, then you win the game. So Dalmas would be the joker card of Okoth Obado, while John Pesa is the game changer to Okoth Obado. And that in essence says John Pesa is plan A, Dalmas plan B, Kennedy Okongo plan C. I don't know where he has placed Mwabe, where he has placed Boaz, where he has placed the rest. I would want to discuss that, but all in all, the political tectonics are shifting. Interesting times ahead. I would welcome you to keep stationed for more analysis, intricate, intrinsic analysis into the game. I am Omondi Jojo Lumo Kedi Kibudi, your all-time socio-economic commentator and political analysis, the political barometer. Thank you.